So this is going to be part 5 on the Husqvarna Yth2348. We've got the engine back together. I'm going to show you kind of, it's not going to be a detailed version of everything I did putting it back together. It's just going to be kind of a synopsis, a walkthrough of it, because you saw me take it apart. This is going to be part 5, and we're going to have a part 6 with it actually fired up and running. So if you want to check this out, we'll get right into it. Thanks. So it's been kind of rainy over here, but back to the Briggs & Stratton 23 horsepower V-twin. We've got the head back on it. Of course, there's a new piston and rings inside. A used head that I had. I haven't adjusted the valves yet. I'm going to wait until I get it flipped over. We've got the oil plug back in. Put a new Teflon tape on it, or thread sealer tape. Replace the oil seal on the crank. Put a new oil seal on the oil pump underneath this cover here. Haven't changed the oil filter yet. I've just got that so it doesn't leak out. I was testing the seal. Got the governor rod back on. Now this was, like I said, when I took this off, I just pulled this shaft off and I didn't unhook any of the springs. So when we went back to put it on, we just turned the governor shaft all the way to the right, and you hold your throttle all the way open while that's there, and you just tighten this up, and then you'll see that we got it right. So throttle's wide open. This can pull back, slow it down if it gets too high. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get out here. It looks like it might sunshine for a couple of hours, so I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put the flywheel on it, start buttoning up a few more things, and then we should be getting it back on the mower sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow. Anyway, I'll be back. I didn't really show about this governor linkage. So when we took it apart, we had this shaft off, or this governor arm off. So put it back on, make sure your springs are hooked up. I didn't take any of this apart, I just left it laying. So take you a little 1/4 inch, put over here, and you want to pull this all the way back. That arm moves like this. So pull it all the way back to the left. Then you want to hold your throttle wide open, just like that, and then tighten this back up. Kind of tricky. You really need 3 hands, but you can do it. Don't break it. All right. So now we got it. Hope you can see that. So it's moving fine, just like that. We got the other muffler pipe on. Now we're going to move on. We're going to flip it back in the bucket. Move to the next part. So the next thing was to get this plate back on. Chrome plate has 4 Torx head T27 bolts that hold it on. Fits underneath the stator, over the starter there, and inside the heat shield guards. Just like that. Alright, so the next thing will be the flywheel. So we got the lawnmower base cleaned up. We're going to set the engine on here so we can work on it a little bit easier now. Got a little oil in it. We're going to check and make sure that seal I put in there doesn't leak. And if it doesn't leak, then we're going to go ahead and bolt it on and adjust the valves and move on to the next. Alright, so we got it, got about 1/4 oil in it. Just checking for leaks. We've got it mounted on. I broke that stupid drain plug plastic thing, so I put a plug in there for now. And I'm going to see if I can't talk him into getting the kit with the hose that winds up on it. It comes up the side here. But if not, we'll just leave it like that. And I'll put before I let it go, I'll put Put another one like he had on there. Anyway, got it all mocked up and ready to go. Cleaned all the oil. There was tons of oil all over this frame. Got to torque the flywheel down. Got all that area cleaned out, as good as it's going to get anyway. And we got another rainstorm coming, so I'm going to have to cover up, and we'll get back at it after this thing of rain goes through. So we've got everything else buttoned back up. We've got the starter hooked up. All the cables are plugged in. The only thing what's not on here is I don't have the fuel pump hooked up. I don't have the fuel pump. No spark plugs are in it. The valves have been adjusted. We adjust them to 5/1000. I've got to no PTO or drive pulley on here yet. But what we got everything adjusted. So I'm gonna give it a spin over, and we're gonna check it out. Give it a make sure everything's working right. I've already done everything by hand once. Flywheel's been torqued, so let's see what happens. Okay guys, so looks like the valves are all moving. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Everything looks good, so I think what I'm going to do next is we'll put the valve covers on, get everything, the fuel pump buttoned up, all the other wiring, the pulleys on, and then my next video will be the final video on this mower, and I'll hopefully be showing you running and driving and cutting, and that should do it. So everybody, thanks for watching. The reason I didn't show any of this putting it back together is because if you watch the first parts of everything, you saw how I took it apart. We put it back together the same way, just with new parts. So anyway, please like and subscribe. Share my channel with all your buddies, and we'll be back here probably tomorrow with this thing finished up and driving out of here. Jungle Bob out.